Thank you, Honorable Chair and fellow delegates. After 5 years of civil war in South Sudan, 50,000 people are dead and 1.6 million people are displaced to neighboring countries. So, the best solution for this crisis will be military. And we have three main problems. And the one problem is the peace, and the another is the aid, and the other one is the conflict. Or the to complete or to end this war, we need military intervention. So we can stop the war by force. And the other one is the humanitarian aid. For example, we have been sending $5,000 aid from China, to South Sudan for the defense. But the aid is can't pass through the South Sudan because there is a terrorist and there is a weapon. So we need military intervention. And the other one is the peace. And the peoples of Salva Kiir and Riek Machar have to be discussed on roundtable discussion. So for that, we need military intervention. I give my time to the delegate of Central Africa.
Delegate Central African Republic, your floor.
Inter-instances, the best way to resolve the South Sudan crisis because of young people are dying and to stop the crisis.
Delegate Tanzania. The delegate of Kenya, you have the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for the delegates. This crisis does not resemble other crises because it is a problem of all African countries. The South Sudan crisis started in December 2013 between the two largest ethnic groups, Zambia and Dinka. The main reason was that His Excellency President Salva Kiir blamed His Excellency Machar for criticizing his leadership. Between the South Sudan President Salva Kiir and his Vice President Riek Machar, signed many agreements were signed, but none of them are not working. So the last agreement is expected to be implemented next 3 years. The Republic of Kenya believes the arms embargo followed by humanitarian aid is the best solution of the South Sudan crisis. We need the arms embargo first because main aid workers are killed and no service for the people. In addition, foods and goods are not entering the country. Then the humanitarian aid come next because many people are killed and migrate to the neighboring country. Because of this case, the Republic of Kenya believes the arms embargo followed by humanitarian aid is the main solution of the South Sudan crisis. Thank you. My time to the chief.
Thank you, delegate. The delegate of Macedonia, you have the podium.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and fellow delegates. Standing here today, Macedonia has been aware of the suffering that has come to South Sudan and the people. Macedonia, we do not believe in settling the current situation by playing a hide-and-seek game of the peaceful negotiation. That should be enough. Macedonia is concerned about the future South Sudan as well. What kind of state will be part of us tomorrow? A state with a generation of illiteracy, a dependent and reliant state, or one that will firmly hold its growth and developments. Macedonia believes that all this should be a consideration for every measure the United Nations takes. Macedonia, having hosted refugees over the Syrian crisis, did not cease the conflict. But having taken furious and serious actions held a remind for the EU and UN at once. Therefore, Macedonia believes that an arms embargo is the obvious step that should be put into action, without no doubt of hesitations. For the current settlement of the situation, humanitarian assistance should follow to not only provide necessities, but also educate the people for the better future South Sudan. And lastly, Macedonia addresses the conference that no innocent life deserves death by the guns, rather enjoy their existence. Thank you. I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you, delegate. The delegate of Rwanda, you have the podium.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and thank you, fellow delegates. The South Sudanese conflict is affecting all United Nations members, especially Africa and IGAD members. According to 2017 Pope from website, more than 2.3 million people have been forced to migrate, and more than 6 million people are currently at risk of an ongoing hunger. Some countries like Rwanda were trying to show those risks to the President Kiir and Vice President Machar. Also, the Republic of Rwanda concerns since the President of Republic of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, is the chairperson of African Union. We need immediate action from United Nations. No more talks. We don't want to see even 1% is dying because of the conflict. The Republic of Rwanda don't want to see the alliance intervention of United Nations on the conflict happen like Rwanda's genocide. The war is developing and the loss of humanity is increasing because there is somebody who is handling spears and guns and warriors are using it. The Republic of Rwanda proposes to have arms embargo on bodies who are containing guns and on South Sudan, followed by humanitarian aid assistance. An old-style war is not there for modern war. We don't need military law. Thank you.
Delegate, would you like to introduce her?
My turn to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. The Delegate of Thailand, you have the podium.
Thailand believes that military intervention can be taken as the best way to solve South Sudan's crisis because it helps us to keep peace among the dwellers of Cambodia and Thailand. It waits in the disarmament of one of the most serious issues that our country faces, our rich beer center, which was basically the same situation as South Sudan's crisis. It pays more than any solution that should be proposed, but also fast track armed forces travel to stop the continuous unrest that's practiced in the country. But what all must I mean is nothing for free. We have to pay for the case to get independence, even if the sacrifice is too large to be paid. Believing in such hard measures, it is such hard measure, but it should be taken as the next step to achieve peace and agreement between the two dividers. Because the measure that taken before couldn't show any positive effect in the process of peacemaking. Though military intervention could be taken as give a fast response to the dividers which are in harrowing situation. So the solution that would be proposed should address the interest of the government and also the way that must be given to compromise the interest of society. So military intervention could be taken as the base in handling the crisis which our ambition and aspiration is building, which will come to be with some sacrification. So the military intervention should stand for the civilians and the key consideration should be who would be there to be assistant because there is one already in harrowing situation.
Thank you, Delegate. Time is up. The Delegate of Tanzania, you have the podium.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair, and thank you, Honorable President. The South Sudan crisis is not only for the South Sudan, and it's also the United Republic of Tanzania. The whole crisis solution is peace agreement between the two conflict groups. The United Republic of Tanzania prepared resolution on the crisis of South Sudan, which has been started in 2011 December. In the previous many years, in the South Sudan, thousands of people died. Millions of people have been forced to flee their homes and currently to risk of going hungry. United Republic of Tanzania assumes that is the only agenda. The conflict should be stopped. The United Republic of Tanzania believes in arms embargo. The arms embargo is cooled down the South Sudan conflict. When no importation of weapons to the South Sudan, the conflict should be stopped. The United Nations should give attention in arms embargo, establish committee, control the import of weapons from different countries, which will help to minimize the conflict of South Sudan and to build the prepared South Sudan. I do my time for
Thank you, Delegate. The Delegate of United Kingdom, you have the podium. The Delegate of United Kingdom, you have the podium.
Thank you.
Point of order. The delegate of China, proceed. Next. The delegate of United Kingdom, you may go back to your seat. Point of order, you can clap at the top. The delegate of Israel, you have the podium.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you, Honorable Guests. The state of Israel is one of the first countries to recognize South Sudan. Recently, Israel has been aware of the number of people dying because of the conflict in South Sudan. The South Sudanese people have gone through a tremendous adversity. The agreement which is made by SLM, SLMIO, and other parties do not raise the fact that many people are suffering. The psychological damage is caused to the little children who are forced to participate in the war cannot be cured. We are losing an educated generation, and raising children who think war is the solution for every disagreement. As a blessed nation, Israel believes that the only thing that matters right now is the safety of the people. The people of South Sudan deserve a stable country after the great destruction they experienced. We cannot stop supporting South Sudan until the people get back on their feet to bring solutions for themselves. We cannot discuss any other issue when many lives are calling for help. We cannot sit down and watch this grievous genocide harming the innocent people. We cannot rest while hearing the deaths of people caused by lack of basic needs. The state of Israel believes that it's the responsibility of countries with better position of economical power to help countries who are less stable and are amid a crisis. It has given priority for the people and their needs, because the people are the country and the country is the people. Thank you. I am my time for comments.
All those who wish to give comments? The delegate of France, you are recognized.
Okay. Like your speech is very well organized for short. So, silence is time, please.
Thank you, delegate. Any other? Thank you, time is up. The delegate of Malawi, you have the podium.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and fellow judges and distinguished guests. The delegation of Malawi believes that arms embargo with power sharing is crucial for the South Sudan conflict. This account of the conflict is where actions of the leaders, Salva Kiir and Riek Machar, and also Lieutenant Lopez, which continue to blame each other. So power sharing and arms embargo help in the reduction of the possibilities of conflicts between the social, political, and rational and different socio-economic and perspectives. With the people of Malawi in the South Sudan. Because of the situations, there has been a great impact whether in the region or humanitarian costs. As the UN announced that up to 300,000 people have been killed, 2.1 million of those internally displaced, and more than 2.2 million people have been also fled from the country. Two neighboring countries, especially Kenya, Uganda, and also Uganda. Malawi have served in several missions mainly in Africa, but also beyond, such as in Kosovo, by sending peacekeepers and setting arms embargo. Malawi proposes that power sharing and arms embargo are crucial in order to get peace. So, to provide peace in the region, first, we must work on the government. So we the people of Malawi call the international community to support the arms embargo and power sharing in order to free the people of Sudan from conflict and to establish peace. Thank you. I am myself.
Thank you, delegate. The delegate of Pakistan, you have the podium.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and thank you, Honorable Guests.
In July 9, 2011, South Sudan's people get their independence. They were up to hopeful about the country. But this doesn't last for a long time. The conflict has begun, and 50,000 people start being killed, and 2.3 million people are forced to quit their country. 6 million people are in the risk of going hungry. 70% of schools are closed. This information was updated in 2017. We can imagine how it spreads now. This is only starting. The conflict is not only for South Sudan. It is still affecting neighboring countries and it is affecting the whole of Africa. Indirectly, we can take Pakistan. She have a relationship with Sudan in syndicated importing goods. But the main relation with Sudan is that they are come together to bring peace between the Islams and their borders. And if the relation cut off, this will make the international conflict. Pakistan prepared the arms embargo because without arms the conflict will go down. So we can take other measurements like monetary aid and others. The first measurements that have to take is avoiding the import of difference. Then we can enter easily and can supply aids in these difference. When we say this, we are not saying that others are useless. We are saying that
Thank you,
first
delegate. Time is up. The delegate Cambodia, you have the podium.
And the delegates. South Sudan has become the fastest growing refugee crisis in the world, the largest refugee in Africa and the largest globally after Afghanistan and Syria, and the largest cross-border exodus in Africa since the Rwanda genocide. Around 2 million people have been in 2 million people fled away to neighboring countries. For example, there are 1 million refugees in Uganda. The United Nations report says that South Sudan has one of the world's most dangerous places for aid workers. At least 8 sea workers have been killed since the conflict started. The United Nations peacekeeping mission also is very impressive. Cambodia has its stand in this issue because Cambodia is hurting by this conflict, in which many peacekeepers are Dane who are Cambodian. So the best solution to solve this problem is military intervention. The United Nations must take a measure on this issue because it lasted for 5 years and still peacekeepers are Dane. The Khartoum agreement also very essential and one step to solve the crisis. But if it can't give last solution, military intervention must take as a solution because if you use it as a solution, the other solution can come after that. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. The delegate of Afghanistan, you have the podium.
Okay, thank you, the delegates. Islamic Republic of Afghanistan now also stuck conflict and war. People affected by this war. It is the concern of all countries in the world. Likewise, Afghanistan is the war, one of the concerned countries. As mentioned earlier, the war in South Sudan is the main concern of Afghanistan and has its own effect on it. The main effect of this war on Afghanistan is the unlimited migration of people to the country because of South Sudan government's lack ability to respond to needs such as healthcare and education for children. So, the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan believes that developed countries must be supported South Sudan by humanitarian aid and survive their life. Islamic Republic of Afghanistan does not agree with the idea of sanction on South Sudan. The solution for South Sudan must be military intervention followed by humanitarian aid. This is the best alternative for South Sudan. Therefore, Afghanistan called for the United Nations and African Union to give military intervention in South Sudan to put an end to the conflict between the leaders of the country and to give humanitarian aid for the people. Thank you for listening. I give my time to the comment.
For those who wish to give comments, the delegate of Algeria, you have the organized.
It's Nadia means your plans very
Thank you, delegate. Any other comments? The delegate of Pakistan, you are recognized.
Thank you. Your idea was good, but I didn't understand what you are mean. How internet intervention can solve the problem?
Thank you, delegate. Time is up. Are there any points or motions on the floor? The delegate of Equatorial Central African Republic, you are recognized.
Thank you for your
Point of order. Proceed. Your motion has been denied since resolutions are not taken. Are there any points or motions on the floor? The chair recognizes the delegate of president. Proceed. All those in favor of the motion?
Point of personality.
Delegates, to table the topic means that you're not going to vote nor discuss on that topic that is mentioned, which is arms embargo. So all those in favor of the motion. All those against? The motion has passed. Arms embargo has been tabled. Are there any motions on the floor? The chair recognizes the delegate of Japan. All those in favor of the motion? All those against? The motion has passed. Resolution 124, remain present for resolution. The delegate of Philippines, you may take the podium.
Humanitarian economic sanctions, political crisis, sponsors major national activities in Cuba, the crisis. Keeping in mind that there are 80 people who are the victims of the war, proposing humanitarian attempts best for area that solution. Economic sanctions can be expected the humanitarian aid, providing humanitarian aid, food, education, infrastructures like health centers, schools, and homes, putting sanctions on economic politics and
Delegates, you don't have to do that in every present. Resolution number 1.2, South Sudan, you may present. Delegate of USC, Dr. Komlan.
The delegate of South Sudan is being rude.
You should use motion.
Delegates of Sudan is you can pass notes, please, delegates.
South Sudan, you have the podium. Point of order. The delegate of South Sudan, you are recognized. Proceed. Point of order. Don't laugh when other delegates are speaking. USA, can you rise and tell us again?
The delegate of Sudan is being
Sudan. Delegates, please don't laugh. Point of order. Delegates of South Sudan, you may present your resolution.
Thank you for the visit. Thank you, fellow delegates. Topic: Power sharing followed by humanitarian aid assistance. Resolution number 1.2. Sponsors: South Sudan, Bangladesh, Peru, Burundi, Bosnia, Switzerland, Djibouti, Brazil, Botswana, Uganda, Russia, Algeria, Ethiopia, South Africa, Mali, Netherlands, Cambodia, Ghana, Ukraine, Yemen, Cameroon, Serbia, Australia, Poland. The crisis committee. Alarmed by South Sudan's government that the people of South Sudan's people are suffering, bearing in mind that our people are not in favor of fighting, they are in favor of peace. Keeping in mind that humanitarian aid assistance should be given immediately, considering power sharing transitional government must be taken first. A. Fair power division. B. With election. Supporting humanitarian aid must be followed. A. By collecting funds from countries. B. For the South Sudanese people who are suffering. C. To Republic of South Sudan. To this crisis, the only solution is power sharing government. No all of you thinking are about my country. You are thinking about your country, what benefits from my country. Think about it. Think about what my peoples are suffering. Think about it, women. Think about it, children who are suffering. Don't say such things. Don't say embargo will be solution. Embargo, sanction. This only important to my country, only to fight. This will be important for my country, to people to defend them. Please. Thank you.
Thank you, delegates. Can you please give your resolution to the ushers, South Sudan? Go to the ushers. Point of order. No laugh. The delegate of Macedonia is recognized.
Point of order.
Proceed.
I thought South Sudan was just going to present a resolution papers, plus she said that don't
Point of order.
embargoes.
Personal pronouns are not to be used. We're supposed to refer to a delegate as the delegate of South Sudan and not he or she.
Well, I'm sorry.
Delegate, please don't talk unless you are recognized. Delegate of Macedonia, you may proceed.
The delegate of South Sudan, as I said, the delegate of Macedonia, thought she was going to introduce her resolution papers. Plus, I thought the delegate of South Sudan, what we were here was concerned about her problem, referring to her as my problem and refusing the embargo. The embargo, we have introduced the embargo considering all the things.
Thank you, delegate. Resolution number 1.5, China, you may present your resolution.
Okay. Committee. The Crisis Committee. Resolution 1.5. Topic: Military assistance with humanitarian aid. Sponsor: Central African Republic and China. Signatories: Cambodia, Poland, Russia, Yemen, Syria, Algeria, Afghanistan, Serbia, Iran, Botswana, Zambia, Ethiopia, South Africa, Congo, Ukraine, Angola, Norway, UAE, Somalia, Japan, Colombia, Switzerland, Sudan, Australia, General Assembly, Egypt, Bolivia, Canada, Bosnia, Nigeria, and Benin. Africa, affirming United Nations applied many solutions. Recognize many people displaced from their home, many children displaced from education. Seeking South Sudan make our within authority. 1. Supports South Sudan within humanitarian aid. 1.1. After military. 1.2. Within United Nations countries and neighboring countries. B. Military system. Affirms military benefits. A. Eradicate from education. Governments that in crisis, neighboring countries, peoples overwhelmed. 1.1. Doesn't concern also neighboring countries. 3. Accept this. People concern tribes. A. Equality. B. Facilities on governmental place. 1.1. All of them is equal. Thank you.
Thank you, delegates. Resolution number 1.7. You may present your resolution.
First of all, I would like to acknowledge all the sponsors and signatories that have made this resolution. Well, the sponsors are Denmark, Germany, Israel, Ghana, Democratic Republic of Congo, Austria, Colombia. The signatories include South Sudan, Portugal, Italy, Somalia, Equatorial Guinea, Kenya, Serbia, Bangladesh, Israel, Netherlands, South Korea, North Korea, Russia, Angola, Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Belgium, Australia, Cuba, Vietnam, Thailand, Afghanistan, Botswana, and India. I would like to thank all of these signatories and the sponsors. Seeking to witness the development of South Sudan through the sustained utilization of its abundant oil resources. Fully alarmed by the rapid spread of the conflict and the seemingly endless death of civilians. Deeply disturbed by the inhumane treatments that are performed by those who have neglected the attainment of peace. Recognizing the hunger and deep depression of the civilians of South Sudan. We encourage initiatives that have goals and missions towards creating a sustainable and maintained peace. Recommends the support of the civilians that continue to rotten in great distress, and this help can be yielded in various forms. One of which is monetary based, and we also want to decrease the concerns of hunger and death caused by these inhumane treatments. We support durable solutions and sewage monetary solutions, I have to mention, and considers the purportedly unending plea of the civilians of South Sudan, and believes that the support of nations through building peacekeepers is useful for attaining harmony and tranquility. So if your nation believes that we don't exist in the Stone Age, well, why do human beings still have the urge to commit inhumane actions that used to be practiced in the Stone Age? Do you believe that your country can form and create policies that are strict enough to keep illegal weapons being smuggled into South Sudan? This crisis will pass through the borders of each country and each nation. So remind yourself that the solution you give to this crisis is a solution that will stand firm as the crisis passes through realms. So the countries that have provided this solution are those who believe that the country they represent today will someday look for the yielding hands of nations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, delegates. Resolution number 3.3. You may introduce your resolution.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and fellow delegates. Thank you, Honorable Chair and fellow delegates. The resolution 3.3, I wouldn't read each and everything as a step by step, but I'm going to explain the whole idea. We support arms embargo, followed by dispatching peacekeeping troops, followed by humanitarian aid. When I explain this, first of all, when I read my sponsors and signatories, our sponsors are, Bolivia, Malawi, South Korea, Zambia, Morocco, Venezuela, Malaysia, Portugal, Libya, Nigeria, and Canada. Signatories, Equatorial Guinea, UAE, Pakistan, South Africa, Somalia, Colombia, Republic of Congo, Australia, Kenya, Cuba, Italy, Ukraine, Turkey, Philippines, Belgium, Switzerland, Bangladesh, Uzbekistan, Tanzania, Kazakhstan, Netherlands, Angola, Japan, Russia, Qatar, Spain, and Afghanistan.